Hello everybody, I'm 8-Bit Steve, and this is another 8-Bit episode of Steve's Quest. This is game number 162, Tiger Heli. This is one of the worst NES games that I've played, and it's for all the wrong reasons too. Generally when I play NES games and they're bad, it's because of horrible graphics or horrible controls or just poor game design. This is pretty much a combination of all of those, with minus the bad controls. So the controls are reasonably fine. You have shoot, you move around with the D-pad, and you hit A for bombs, so nothing really bad there. It's pretty responsive, but as you can tell right away, the music is just terribly obnoxious, and it just loops and loops over and over and over. There's no other tracks, and it's pretty rough. Also, the sprites in this game are really strange. Sometimes they just blink for no reason, or parts of them go missing, and the top of the screen is constantly bleeding. You'll see that in some NES games where the edges of the screen will bleed a little bit in some sections. This does it the entire time. They didn't even bother to try to fix it. It just bleeds graphics all over the place, which is really bad. It looks lazy as crap. Also, it just looks ugly. The bullets blink red and white for some reason, and honestly, if they were just purely red or purely white, it would be a lot easier to track them. But since they blink, it's just incredibly hard to track what's going on with those. Yeah, and overall, it's just a lazy programmed piece of garbage. I mean, I could tell that they just kind of threw this together hoping to make money off of kids, so they put a helicopter on it and hope kids buy it. Now, you do have some bombs, which I used earlier, and you can kind of use those as a shield. If you get shot in the sides, the bomb will explode, instead of your helicopter exploding. You also can get these things called little helis, which give you power-ups. They either shoot forwards or on either side of you, and those can take hits for you as well. But other than that, if you get hit once, you're dead. And you only start with 2 lives, and there's no continues. But it doesn't really matter that there's no continues, because this game does not have an end. It just loops over and over and over again. Now, the Mexican runner's criteria for beating this game is to pass level 4, which is when the game loops. So that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to beat 4 stages and then basically stop. So, and you can already tell. I mean, just look at this. Look at that background. It's just terrible. It looks awful. It's a super disappointing game. There's really no redeeming factors to it. At least with Jekyll, it does have some things about it that were thought out and programmed, and it has okay music. But this is just, there's nothing here, and there's no substance to this game. There's no thought to it. They didn't even bother to program an end screen into it. They just put 4 level maps and just said, hey, loop these, and that's it. Yeah, there's no bosses of any kind. So here, that's the end of the level. That's level 1. I just landed on a helipad. I mean, that's literally the whole game. Now, there are some enemies, I don't know if they're in this stage or the 3rd stage, that are kind of like bosses. They're like large tanks, but they're not really a boss in a traditional sense. It's just a really difficult enemy. Now, the really big pain in the ass of this game is that your helicopter flies pretty slow when you're moving around the screen, and the bullets fly way faster than you. So you kind of have to anticipate where the bullets are going to go and manipulate where they're going to go, so that way you can move out of the way. Because if you don't, there's going to be bullets all over the screen. And the more bullets there are, the more blinking sprites you get. And the more blinking sprites you get, the harder it is for you to tell where the bullets are. So it just gets worse and worse and worse the more you play it. Plus, the edge of the screen is constantly bleeding graphics, so you can't really see what's coming until really it's too late, unless you already know where it's coming from. Yeah, if I were to ever do a worst NES game list, this would definitely be in the bottom of 25, for sure. Just because there's just nothing here. It's not even a real game. I mean, even Taboo: The Sixth Sense has more thought and programming behind it than this game does. So this is one of those bosses I was telling you about. It's like a large tank. One of the stages has 2 of those that you have to fight. The only time the music changes is when you have a little heli, but it doesn't really get any better. So I managed to make it pretty far here without dying. actually earn myself an extra life, which I'm gonna need. So the strategy of this game is just to kill anything that you see on the screen immediately. Don't even let it fire. Because if you leave anything on the screen, it's gonna they'll start to build up on you like this, and there'll just be bullets everywhere, and you won't be able to dodge them. I got really, really lucky there. I think we're nearing the end of level 2 here. And this is a forward shooting little heli, which is really useful. But it gets killed really fast because you can't really dodge with it because you're so slow. We're gonna get another power up here. And like I said, it just dies pretty quick. We're almost there. And this game is just so bad. I don't even really have anything else to say about it. Again, there's just nothing here that's interesting or useful at all. The only cool thing is that you get to be a helicopter and you get to blow stuff up. But that's just a very, very small, small thing, because it's not even really fun to blow stuff up with a helicopter in this game. That's how terrible it is. So, I did record another game. I recorded Jackie Chan's Action Kung Fu. That is coming. And then tomorrow I'm going to be working on Solar Jetman. Solar Jetman does have a password system, so I should be able to pretty easily get through the game and beat it in sections like I've done with several other games, like Legacy of the Wizard or some of the save games like Dragon Warrior and whatnot. So I'm gonna just practice a few of the planets at a time and record them and just kind of break the video up. But now that I'm doing video editing, I can just kind of put those videos together into. Ooh, got hit there. That's horrible. Anyways, I can put those videos together in sort of one video and make it look a lot better than I used to be able to. So that's coming soon. And then once I do Solar Jetman, we're gonna kind of move down the list and we'll see what Brad wants me to do, which game he wants me to play after that. I'm not sure if we'll record Brad's going to be guest commentating on all of the games on his list. I don't know if we'll actually get to be able to do that this week because I haven't worked out the logistics of that yet. The method we used for Faxanadu was kind of convoluted and it didn't really work that great. Basically what we did was I started playing OBS on my computer and he was like remoted into me into like a remote desktop session. So he could see, it's like a screen sharing website basically. So he could see my screen. Oh, here's this second boss-ish thing. And it's probably going to kill me because it just takes so many hits. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I didn't die there. Oh, I died. Luckily, I was past the boss, so I won't have to fight it again, I don't think. Anyways, so he was watching the screen as it was happening. However, I was recording it at the same time. So he was watching I'm sorry, the OBS wasn't used at all. Let me go back. He was watching my game capture software, and the game capture software preview window is 15 to 30 seconds behind or what I'm doing. Sometimes it's less, it just depends. But so he was kind of seeing things after I was doing them, so I was doing them in real time and he wasn't seeing them in real time. And he had to kind of watch it and then commentate after the fact. So a lot of times I would react to something and he wouldn't see it for a few seconds, so it just didn't work out that well. And we were recording the conversation we were having over Skype, which caused all kinds of audio problems for normalizing volumes for the game video and my video, because back then I was using OBS and I didn't have volume normalizing software like I do in my video editor now. So it was just a whole garbled mess. So I'm not really sure how we're going to do it this time, but I have a few ideas that we can use, I think, that are going to work. The best one, I think, and I'm assuming this is going to work, but I think I'm just going to send him a copy of the encoded file, and then we can both start the file at the same time on separate computers, and then just record the commentary via Skype. And then since I'm using a video editing software, I can just add that commentary into the software, and then kind of move it around wherever I want it to be, back or forth. This is level 3, by the way. So level 3 is toast. Alright, just waiting on one more. After level 4, the game is over. Alright, anyways, back before, I would have to take the audio commentary and just kind of delay it or move it up or move it back depending on where I thought the audio was. So I had to have some kind of audio cue that told me when to start the video, and it just never worked out correctly. But with my video editing software, I can now match the volume very accurately to the video start. So there's that. So it's going to be a much better process this time around. And once we do it once or twice, it should be fine. And I think his list has quite a few games on it. Let me actually look how many games he has on it. There we go. And we're going to do this. Stand by. I'm trying to open up the spreadsheet. If it'll let me. Here it goes. So it looks like Brad's list has 17 games on it, which are The Bard's Tale, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, Bionic Commando, Castle Quest, Gauntlet, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, King's Quest V, Q*bert, Rampart, Smash TV, Solar Jetman, Star Trek 25th Anniversary, Star Trek Next Generation, Top Gun, Ultima Exodus, Uncharted Waters, and Wizardry, Proving Grounds of the Map Overlord. The only game I'm actually kind of scared to do is Q*bert. Because that requires a high amount of skill and patience and practice to beat. The rest of the stuff should be reasonably easy for me to do. But anyways, those 17 games are coming. We'll have to do a commentary for Brad very, very soon. I don't know if we'll do them all in a row. I would like to do them all in a row, but it just may not work out that way. Sometimes if I get burned out on a certain game, I'll try to do a short game to make up for it. So there's still about 2 or 3 minutes left of this video. Anyone who's still watching, I applaud you because this is just terrible. Something interesting that I did find out is that the Mexican Runner actually played through the Miracle Piano teaching system, which is a really strange accessory that came with a cartridge for the NES. It's called the Miracle Piano teaching system. Basically, it's an NES cartridge that teaches you how to play piano, and it came in a box with a keyboard and some other accessories, so you could plug the keyboard into the NES and play along with the cart. And I think there's 90 lessons or something on the Miracle Piano teaching system. And he played through all of those. So I have to get really, really good at the piano to be able to actually beat that. So not really looking forward to that. You can see how bad the blinking sprites were on that. It was pretty terrible. You couldn't even really see anything that was going on. Alright guys, that's level 4 of Tiger Heli. The video goes on for a little bit after this, but please don't watch it. Thank you for watching so far, thank you for listening to me, and thank you for following Steve's Quest. I'll see you guys for the next game.